Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video on another dead Walking Dead character. This time we will be looking at the second in command of the Whisperers and the eventual de facto leader of the Whisperers, Beta, also known by his stage name, Half Moon. Beta is of course male. He is played by Ryan Hurst. He is mid-40s and first appeared in Guardians. Before the outbreak, Beta was a professional country singer called Half Moon. Beta was an addict of some sort and attended rehab where he befriended his counselor. At some point, Beta killed a home invader but felt sorry for him when he found out the invader had a Half Moon t-shirt on. When the apocalypse began, Beta and his counselor took refuge in a hospital. It eventually got overrun and Beta's friend was bitten and turned into a walker, but Beta could not put him down. Beta also wore a mask to hide his face from others. At some point, Alpha and Lydia arrived at his location, and at first, Beta told them not to enter his part of the building, but after Lydia ran into his part, Alpha was forced to enter. Alpha and Beta bonded over killing some walkers, but Beta got mad when Alpha came into his part unannounced. Alpha then kills Beta's counselor as a walker, and Beta gets mad, trying to attack her, but Alpha calms him down, suggesting he wears his face and t-shirt. Alpha then takes off Beta's mask and makes a mask out of his friend's face. Nice. Eventually, Beta and Alpha form a group called the Whisperers. They add more people to the group where they adopt a lifestyle of skinning walkers and making masks. Of course, Beta being the first to do this. In Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, a photo of Beta is seen owned by Daniel Salazar. In Season 9 of the main show, Beta finds Henry spying on the camp and tosses him in front of Alpha. Alpha questions him while Beta threatens to break his arm. They travel to their other camp and Beta ties Henry to a tree. Beta skins a walker for Lydia's new mask and he watches Sean question Alpha's leadership. Beta grabs Sean from behind and watches as Alpha eventually kills both Sean and Helen. Beta spends time with Alpha and listens to her stories about Lydia. At night, Beta takes Henry to Alpha and she demands Lydia kills him. A small herd of walkers comes and attacks the camp, and Beta helps control the herd as Lydia and Henry flee. Beta helps a dying Whisperer, telling him that he'll be one of the Guardians soon. He then takes a group to find Lydia. When he approaches the building the group are in, he instructs his followers to spread out. They each infiltrate the building and Beta bursts open the main door where Daryl is and uses another door as a shield. He fights Daryl knife on knife and Beta eventually gets stabbed by Daryl, but he pulls out the knife easily. He goes looking for Daryl in another room, but a sneaky Daryl pushes him down an elevator shaft. Beta, however, survives this and escapes the elevator somehow. Beta is present during the ambush on Yumiko, Carol, Daryl and Michonne, where he tells them to drop their weapons. The following morning, Beta asks about Lydia to Alpha, but she responds to be left alone. During the winter storm, Beta helps move the Whisperers to a different location, and then he helps Alpha be strong by flogging her arm with a branch. And in Season 10, Beta questions Alpha as he wants to wipe out all of the communities, but she questions his loyalty. He goes to collect walkers with Gamma and Francis. Beta is forced to kill some walkers when Francis cries and throws her down back at the camp, telling Alpha she needs to be punished. Beta questions her, but Alpha gets angry, telling him he doesn't understand what it's like to lose a child, and she decides not to kill Francis. Beta helps gather walkers in a field. When a satellite crashes down to Earth, Alpha is attacked by Francis, and Beta tries to help, but he is beaten by Gamma. Beta watches as Gamma is appointed as Gamma, and he seems jealous of this. Later, he finds Alpha's shrine for Lydia. She destroys it in front of him and makes him promise to keep it a secret, which he does promise to do so. Beta informs her enemy has crossed their borders, and she replies that they need to be punished. Beta skins a walker when a Whisperer defies Alpha in front of him. Beta watches as Alpha stabs him in the arm and the leg. Beta then finishes the man off. That night, Beta discovers Negan, who has crossed into their border. Beta escorts Negan through the woods as he brings him back to the camp, where he makes jokes, so Beta gags him. At camp, Beta argues that he should be killed, but Alpha doesn't agree. Beta then kneels and says sorry for questioning her leadership. Beta gets mad at Negan's mockery of his loyalty and makes Negan do several tasks. Beta then denies Negan food, saying that he doesn't deserve it, and watches angrily as another Whisperer gives him some food. Beta takes Negan to herd walkers as his final task. He kills the Whisperer who gave Negan food and leaves Negan in the herd with a simple pocket knife. Later, Beta returns to the camp telling Alpha that Negan died, but as he says this, Negan arrives and kneels to Alpha. Beta informs Alpha about their enemies crossing the border, where Gamma is to be sent to threaten them. Beta notices that Gamma didn't make it back to the border, and after figuring out she is the traitor, Alpha orders Beta to capture Gamma for her to kill. Beta goes to an RV where he enters a tunnel system that leads into Alexandria. He enters the community where he slaughters several Alexandrians, including Alfred, in their houses, and waits for their bodies to turn. Beta kills the guard to the jail and goes to get Mary, but when she tells Beta she isn't going, Laura arrives and threatens to kill Beta, telling Mary to go. Mary flees as Beta knocks out the weapon from Laura's hand. Laura persists, so Beta slams her against a wall and kills her. Beta comes out looking, and he goes into the neighbouring house to find her. He is shot in the chest by Judith, but his bulletproof vest obviously helps him. He then knocks out Mary. He goes to capture her, but then Rosita comes to fight. He begins to get the upper hand on Rosita when Mary threatens to kill herself with a knife, as she knows Alpha wants her alive so she can kill her. Beta escorts Mary back to their camp where Gabriel and some other Alexandrians ambush Beta and he flees into the woods. Beta gets tree sap off some trees to make some flaming arrows, and later he leads the horde to Hilltop where he commands the Whisperers to fire their tree sap arrows. He watches the defenders retreat and then goes to help finish off any remaining enemies at that location. Beta goes to try and find the people who fled and eventually comes across Mary, Aiden and Kelly, and baby Adam. Beta leads a small herd to ambush them, but after Mary is done fighting said walkers, he goes to stab her in the stomach. She fights back, ripping off a part of his mask, but he disembowels her and kills her. A Whisperer recognizes Beta's real identity, and he kills said Whisperer. Beta waits for Mary to turn into a walker, but when she does, Aiden shoots her walker, and Beta is forced to flee. He discovers, eventually, Alpha's zombie head, and Rufus notes that Negan killed her. Beta is the new Alpha. Mad, Beta forces Rufus to have Alpha bite him. Beta takes Alpha's head off the pike and takes it with him. He travels with Rufus, who coughs, causing the walkers to attract to them. Rufus tries to kill some walkers, and Beta kills him. Beta finds a bar which seems devoted to his past life, and Beta angrily smashes up a guitar. At a hotel, Beta finds a record player and a record of his past performance and plays his music whilst he tearfully puts down Alpha's head. He then skins part of her face and adds it to the missing part of his mask, and he gathers the walkers attracted by the music and brings them to add to his group and his horde. Beta brings the herd to Alexandria, but observes that it is empty. He instructs his group to go to Oceanside instead. He stops, however, halfway, suspecting it's a trap. A Whisperer reassures him, but accidentally calls him Alpha. He goes to kill said Whisperer, but the voices in his head tell him to have faith. He begins to see and hear things, and he leads the herd away. Eventually, he finds the hospital that the group are located in, and he chuckles as he approaches on them. Beta has some more freaky visions, and informs them, his group, at least, to close in. Loud music begins to play, leading the herd away, so Beta orders the Whisperers to stop it, which they do. They successfully do so, and turn the horde back around. Daryl and co. then begin infiltrating the group, killing them one by one. Beta begins to catch on to this when Negan says, "Hey shithead." Beta rushes at Negan, throwing a walker on top of him, and goes to kill him when Daryl swoops in and does this. Beta rips the knives out of his eyeballs and welcomes all the walkers as they devour him and rip off his mask, revealing his face. Beta was fucking awesome and was a true scary foe. His arc was quite defined by being a loyal servant to Alpha, to someone who had to become the Alpha, even if he wanted to deny it. The stuff of his past was to me. I didn't like it in the comics, and I didn't think it was a big deal in the show either. I really think they should have dropped it. Compared to the comics though, his downfall was way better in the show. Beta is a true villain, and he needed to die. There was no redeeming him. And he died like a champ. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tell me your thoughts on Beta. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one where we'll be looking at Beatrice. Anyway, goodbye.